We will next go to Samer from Metro Detroit. Welcome to the program. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Sammer.
Samer. Okay, apologies. What's on your mind today,
No,
Samer?
no worries. Uh, so I had a basic question. So I know you've been on Fox News before. Would you
Yes.
ever go back on and debate Tucker Carlson on
Sure.
his show?
I mean, here's the thing. When people ask me, would you debate X, Y, or Z person? It's like, yeah, but about what? You know what I mean? The thing about these debates
Sure.
is, and in particularly on the Tucker show, like I would do the Tucker thing just for the publicity because it would be great publicity. But they set you up to fail. They give you an absurdly limited amount of time in general and then limit the amount of time that you're able to speak. You're given, they can talk over you because of how the microphones are configured. You're set up with extremely narrow and unfairly framed questions. Like it's very difficult to show up and come off looking like you really achieved anything, you know? But for the publicity and for the story, I sure I would do it. But the other question is about what? You know, like for example, what should US policy be on Ukraine, Russia? I'm not an expert in that issue. You know, I follow the story and try to be as informed as possible, but it's also about like what are we going to talk about, you know? The Twitter files might be a more interesting story. You know, we do much more media type stories, and the Twitter files is a big media story where it was billed as this bombshell and it flopped, and uh, so would I debate him? Sure, but it would have to be a topic that makes sense.
Yeah, that sounds about. That's pretty. Yeah, makes sense. One other question.
Sure.
I know you drive a Tesla right now, and you said you're not going to get another one when you return your lease.
That's right.
What are you looking at in as your next vehicle?
I'm not really looking yet. I mean, I'm going to stick with electric, but I think it'll be based on
Sure.
what's available at the time and depending on when I get out of the lease. You know, if an opportunity appears to get out of the lease without having to pay $4,500, which is what I'd have to pay right now, I would do it sooner. But I know that in 23, there's new vehicles coming with longer ranges, and so I'll just have to evaluate what's available at the time.
I just know that lead times are pretty. I work in automotive, so I know that
Yes.
it's really difficult to get a vehicle right now
That is also
without
true. If I
putting the
wait,
order
if I
early
wait,
on.
they might say, well, it's going to be 9 months or longer before we can even get you the car.
Yeah.
So I don't, honestly, I don't know yet.
Okay. Well, that's all. Thanks for answering the questions.
All right, Sammer, thank you very, very much for the call. We're going to go next to JD, right? JP Mandel, JD from Little Rock. You're on the air.
Hey, David, can you hear me?
I can. You're a little low, but I'll try to pump you up.
I can speak up a little bit.
All right.
Hey, I just wanted to call in. I work for a power utility in Little Rock, and we just got some interesting information regarding the North Carolina substation sabotage.
Okay.
Um, we just got a bulletin from the Electricity Information Sharing and Analysis Center. Apparently, on December 3rd, there were 3 ballistic attacks at North Carolina that have occurred at 2 substations. The attacks were targeting specific aspects of the substation that would lead this authority to believe that they were targeted specifically to do that, take these substations down. The attacks were all with the same kind of caliber of weapons, and they stand out because they're different than what some of the past attacks we've seen. Apparently 6 different substations have been attacked this year in the United States. But they kind of indicate that those were more seeming to be lone wolf and just kind of general vandalism, while these attacks in North Carolina seem more orchestrated.
Okay. Well, we will look into it. I have not been following the story closely, but let me investigate. All right.
Sure. Just real quick, it states that they have low confidence that the motivations were motivated by a mix of ideologies and extremist content, and the links that they provide past articles about links to neo-Nazi terrorism and white supremacist terrorist plots targeting power grids.
Okay. All right, JD, thank you very much for the call.
No problem. Have a good
Okay,
one.
so there's an update, a very, very important update.